She held no political office. She couldn't pass a single law. She never declared a war. And in 7 decades of rule, she never once gave an interview to share her private opinions. Yet, for 70 years, she was arguably the most respected human being on earth.
Members of the Congress, it is my great privilege, and I deem it a high honor and personal pleasure, to present to you Her Majesty Elizabeth II.
I do hope you can see me today from where you are.
How does someone hold more influence than a president without ever casting a single vote? The United Kingdom is less like a single country and more like a family of 4 siblings who don't always get along. We have different religions, clashing histories, and rival heroes. But for 70 years, we all shared the same queen. She was the only person on the planet who could walk into a rowdy stadium in Scotland, a quiet village in Wales, or a gala in London, and be greeted with the exact same impeccable manners she offered them. She wasn't just a ruler. She was the living flag. In an era where a single tweet can destroy a career and scandals are the currency of the modern world, Elizabeth II did the impossible. Under the harshest spotlight in history, she never slipped. While prime ministers rose and fell like the seasons, she remained the steady heartbeat of a nation. Even now, in 2026, the year she would have turned 100, her brand of leadership is more popular than almost any living politician. What was her secret? She was the ultimate master of soft power. She didn't just wear a crown. She wore a shield of unbreakable moral standards. She understood that a royal isn't a celebrity. They aren't trying to sell you a movie or a lifestyle. Their value comes from being set apart. Being royal was about embodying a standard of conduct meant to be superior to the average person. It wasn't about being better than people. It was about being a fixed point in a turning world. Today, we're diving into how Elizabeth II built a legacy that redefined power itself, and why, even years after she's gone, the world still hasn't found a replacement. To be royal isn't just about wearing a crown. It's about embodying a standard of conduct that feels almost superhuman. In a world obsessed with the next big drama, Queen Elizabeth II lived by one unbreakable rule: no scandals. Think about the math of her life. For 7 decades, she was the most famous, beautiful, wealthy, powerful, and photographed woman on earth. From the age of 25, she was constantly surrounded by the world's most charismatic men, movie stars, world leaders, and aristocrats. In a position where temptation wasn't just a possibility, but a constant guest, she chose a life that defied modern expectations. Her lack of scandal wasn't luck. It was a daily, disciplined choice to put the country before the self. She was the still point in a turning world. While the world's elite often walk away the moment things get difficult, the Queen stayed. Her marriage to Prince Philip lasted 73 years. He was her strength and stay. At their 50th wedding anniversary, Philip noted that the secret wasn't just love. It was Queen's tolerance in abundance. Most powerful people have very low tolerance. because they are used to getting exactly what they want. When things get hard, they leave because they have 1,000 other options waiting in the wings. The Queen's faithfulness was what distinguished her from the common world. To her, marriage wasn't just a legal contract, it was a religious covenant. This absolute discipline was the very foundation of the throne's legitimacy. The Queen maintained a standard of personal integrity so consistent that her name was never once associated with bribery, extortion, financial impropriety, or any dishonesty. This impeccable record stemmed from her deep-seated conviction that she answered to a higher authority than just the public or the press. For her, the crown was not merely a public office, but a sacred duty. At her coronation, there was one moment the cameras weren't allowed to film: the anointing. She was tucked behind a silk screen and touched with holy oil. To her, this wasn't a show. It was a sacred transformation. She didn't view being queen as a job. She viewed it as a divine calling. While many modern figures might leverage religion for political gain, the Queen's faith was characterized by a quiet, profound sincerity. As defender of the faith, she did not just lead the church, she lived its most difficult value: grace. In her life, the crown and the cross were inseparable, representing a leadership style defined by spiritual conviction rather than public performance. Her personal integrity was far more than a moral choice. It was Britain's greatest diplomatic asset. In the modern world, political scandals create the ick. When a leader is caught in a lie, people pull away. But the Queen's flawless record worked like a magnet. She functioned as the world's ultimate honest broker. Take her historic 2011 trip to Ireland. After centuries of tension, she was the first reigning British monarch to visit, delivering a masterclass in reconciliation.
Uachtaráin agus a chuide.
Because her character was unimpeachable, her gestures of peace didn't look like a political stunt. They felt sincere. She proved that true power doesn't come from raising your voice. It comes from the quiet strength of being reliable, loyal, and sincere.
I cannot lead you into battle. I do not give you laws or administer justice. But I can do something else. I can give you my heart and my devotion to these old islands and to all the peoples of our brotherhood of nations.